It's unconstitutional for the legislature to change the Constitution. While the Constitution provides a role for both the President and the Senate when entering a treaty, it is silent regarding how to exit a treaty. When the question of treaty termination first arose in 1793, President Washington and his cabinet endorsed the view that the President's executive power included the ability to unilaterally terminate a treaty. Withdrawal from the treaty obligations permitted the U.S. to maintain neutrality in a war between France and Great Britain, and it was done unilaterally by President Washington. The power to enter treaties is found in Article 2, which vests the President with the executive power. Unlike a legislative body, the President can act with unity and dispatch, precisely the qualities needed to negotiate a treaty, so the founders grounded this authority in Article 2. Passing this amendment is tantamount to altering the Constitution because the amendment would authorize the Senate to infringe upon the executive powers of the President. The Senate has no voice when exiting a treaty. This would amend the Constitution and is unconstitutional, and that's a good thing. The founders wanted it to be difficult to commit the U.S. to international obligations and easy to get out. We should follow the Constitution and vote no on this amendment.
Time I have remaining?
1 minute, 17 seconds.
On the constitutional argument, my colleagues, this very question came before the Supreme Court of the United States in 1979. President Carter terminated a Taiwan-related treaty and was sued by Senator Goldwater and others. The case went to the United States Supreme Court. The court said because the Constitution on exiting a treaty is silent, it is a political question that the legislature and executive can resolve for themselves. The Supreme Court refused to overturn Carter's action. That is a clear green light that if Congress, the legislative and executive branch agree that on this particular treaty, the silence does not dictate but can be the source of legislation, we would be able to undertake this action. Finally, I note this is widely bipartisan, and I thank Senator Rubio and many other Democratic and Republican colleagues who have co-sponsored this amendment to stand strong at this moment with NATO. With that, I yield.